everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to The Journey with Antonietta. My name is Antonietta and this is Emily.
Hi.
So this is episode 4, right?
4.
Good. Our last episode, I did mention at the end of the video that we were going to talk a little bit more about moving. But today, site conditions not so good, so windy, and it's freezing out. So we're just gonna do something different today. But I think hopefully, cross our fingers, the next episode, depending on the weather, if we can do it outside or not. So what gave it away? Wasn't supposed to tell them, but it doesn't matter.
You're good.
Anyway, it was a surprise. But anyways, it was supposed to be outside. But so we're just gonna do it indoors today. So welcome. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Thanks for coming back.
Yay.
I think, so where we left off, we talked a lot about your journey with WW and what that looks like. So if you can kind of walk us through leaving that meeting and what was your mindset, thought process?
Okay, so that's a great one. So I signed up, I went in, I got all my paperwork done, I did my first workshop, then what? Right? So what I did was, I remember the first thing I did was I left the meeting and I went through a Tim Hortons drive-thru and I bought myself my coffee. And I got myself my coffee and then I pulled over and I'm like, I wonder how much my coffee was. And I believe at that time I was allowed 42 points a day because it was an older program, not like how it is now. It was 42 points. My coffee alone was 13 points. Yeah. So it was, it opened my mind to like, oh my God, I had like 3 of these a day. So I'm like, wow, and like that really took it to perspective. So the first thing I did was I went home and I cleared out my pantry. I felt like I really needed to like throw everything out and like start from scratch. I threw everything out, things that were high in sugar or, not a healthy food. I just went to my pantry and I swear, I just threw everything out. God forgive me that I threw out food, but that's what I did. And then I went to the grocery store. Emily, I swear to God, 3 hours.
You scanned everything?
I scanned everything. I was at the store for 3 hours. I remember I'm like, I love tortellinis. So I went to go see how many points with tortellinis, and they were like, one cup was like, if I remember, was like 7 points. I'm like, I can't do it. So I was literally at the grocery store for 3 hours scanning everything. So that was what I did as soon as I left the workshop.
I still go in the grocery store and I scan everything. Yes. Oh, I'm on WW.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How did you find tracking your food? Like looking when you're talking about your 13-point coffee, how did you find going day by day after grocery shopping?
Right, so then I'm like, okay, so I came home and I just bought like healthy food at the grocery store. And then I just sat there and I read like every single page of the book that it came in. I really tried to know everything and really understand the program and get inspired by the literature that was given to me. And then I used their weekly planner as a guide because I didn't know what to do. I was like, I have no idea. I mean, listen, I'm coming from a place where I didn't have breakfast and I really didn't have any lunch and I snacked in between, but then I ate at nighttime. So coming from a person that really didn't plan her meals or brought meals to work, I was like, now what? Somebody please tell me what to eat. Mm-hmm. So I used their example the first week because I needed to not overwhelm myself, but just like get my feet wet and not get overwhelmed. So I used their weekly menu example and I started from there and I just combined all the healthy snacks that I bought and food, and that's how I did my first week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tracked it that way.
That's good. How did you find your habits changed then working this program after a little while and seeing results?
Yes. So my habits changed like this. So I knew that in order for this journey to be successful, I had to really ask hard questions to myself. What did my mind need in order for me not to veer off the wrong, like not to give up or quit or veer off the right path? So I really had to know myself. Like, okay, so what were my struggles? Like, what was hard for me? So like I was saying before, like I didn't have breakfast or lunch, and I really didn't eat during the day. And it was at nighttime that I ate everything in front of my computer when I was watching like movies on Netflix, right? So I knew right away that I needed to change that. So that's when I ate the most, between 7 and 11. Between 7 and 11 were my dark hours. So I can sit in front of and watch a movie and not know what I ate. And the reason why I cleared my pantry, because I know that if I had something in the pantry that wasn't a healthy snack, I would think about it and just eat it. So I had to get away from my temptations. I knew I had to make a right turn right away, because that right turn then slowly went back. But I had to do, like, I knew that I had to like really take things away at first just to get me started. Like I needed a jump start.
Yeah.
But that's what I did. So I knew that at nighttime was hard. So I had to juggle that. So I'm like, how am I going to stop that habit? Like sitting in front of my computer or TV and eating at that time. Like, what do I do? And so I got myself busy at nighttime. I planned my meals, and I wasn't really at home between 7 and 11. That's what I did. I removed myself from that environment, and I slowly changed my habit. That's what I did. Yeah, I moved. Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't stay home between 7 and 11, like those times. And it only lasted for a certain amount of time. I'll tell you what happened, what I did after. But that's what I did. I had to remove myself. I had to stop myself from sitting in front of my laptop and watching something, because that's when I ate the most. Yeah.
When did you feel like that light bulb went on for you? That there was something you were changing coming to WW, and it was going to work, and how it continued to go?
Yeah, so the light bulb went on my second week. Like once I lost my first week, I believe it was 6.8 pounds. But what happened is that week when I went to the grocery store, like I filled my pantry, my fridge with healthy food. I did the menu planning, because the first time you try something is exciting, right? It's not like a burden, it felt like.
Right.
So the second week, on the Sunday, I got my menu planned again, like, and then I paid attention at work. I said, I paid attention because I brought a lot of snacks, because what I find is that when it's very hectic at work, I feel like I have to chew on something. So I had to be like, okay, so what do I need to help me chew on something? So I would do like a carrot, and then I got sick and tired of carrots, or like, like I had to like change my snacks around, but I had to make sure that my lunch bag was full, because if I didn't have a full lunch bag, I would go and grab something unhealthy, like a bag of chips. I had to like change my mindset that way.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know, it brings back so many memories.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
There's things I'm learning. And
You didn't even know. I know.
After joining and having a first like hiccup or struggle, how did you get through that with this program? Because it's very easy to have a bad way in, or a bad day, or something has happened. How did you jump over that?
So I'm the exception. So I'm going to tell you, like, please don't compare yourselves to what I'm going to be telling you right now. Up until my first, before I hit my 60 pounds, so from 0 to 60 pound weight loss, I lost every week.
Amazing.
I lost every week. What I did was, I was really, 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 really focused. So what I gave myself short-term goals, and I tried to hit, and it just self-motivated myself. So my first 60 pounds, I lost every week. If it was, but I mean, the situation that I was in, I was capable of doing that, but you know, like I would lose like 2, 1.4, 2.4, like I was there like every week until I hit my 60. Before I hit my 60, it was hard. Like, I was at 58 pounds, 59 pound weight loss. And I remember I was like this close of hitting my 60. And that week was the first week I didn't like lose anything. I didn't hit my 60. I stormed out. I'm like, it's done. It's over. I was devastated. That scale controlled my life. And because that kept the score, right? And I tried really hard to hit my first 60, and that was my first time I failed at that program. And I just stormed out. I didn't even stay at the meeting. I was like a big baby. I just left. I was so mad at myself. And so what happened was I stormed out and I went straight to work. And my beautiful dear friend Leslie, she calls me and she's like, Ma, what happened to you? Like, where are you? And I'm in the car, in my parking lot at work, and I'm crying. I'm like, Leslie, I can't do this. I suck. Stop. And I was like going nuts. And she's like, you're a champion, Antonietta. And as soon as she said that, I turned around and I kept on losing weight. See, that's what I'm saying. You need somebody, right? You always need somebody in your corner. And she told me that I was a champ, and she told me, you know, my God, you lost 60 pounds already. She made me realize and celebrate what I've done so far. But that first time that I didn't lose anything, I stayed the same. Like, I didn't gain. I just stayed the same. I didn't hit my weekly goal. Yeah. And I was like really disappointed in myself. Like really, like I was very, very sad. But then she talked me through it. She coached me through it. And then after that, I pulled up my big girl socks and I just went ahead. And that's what happened. My first struggle. Wow, that's crazy.
Talking about mini goals that you had made for yourself, what was your first like non-scale victory goal that you really felt a difference and it wasn't based on a weight or a number?
Oh my God, my first non-scale victory goal. Oh my gosh, what was it? My first non-scale victory goal.
Or even a non-scale victory that you made but it wasn't scale driven.
The only one that comes to mind, so Leslie and I went to Ireland. Okay, it was like about 2 years ago. And I think I hit like 90 pounds at that time. So things must have happened before then, but I don't remember. I remember that specific time. Mm-hmm. That was the first time that I went on an airplane since I started my journey. And I was so emotional. And I fit in the seat. And my belts, I had like remaining belts, like, you know, your strap, your space. That was crazy to me. I was like, I felt like I just won the lottery. Yeah, that was it. Yes. Oh Lord, I remember. Yeah. That's huge. That was huge. That was huge when, yeah. And another one too is like, oh no, before then, this was a better one. I went to dinner with a friend at Swiss Chalet. Okay. And I remember, so before I started my journey, everybody always wanted to sit in a booth. And I'm like, really? A booth? How am I going to get into a booth? I don't fit in a booth. I used to hate it. And then sometimes Swiss Chalet chairs had like handles. I'm like, I can't sit in a handle. I can't fit. I always stressed about where I would sit. Yes. And I remember going out to dinner with a friend of mine, Swiss Chalet, and we sat in a booth and I'm like, OMG, there's space between myself and the table. That was huge. That was so huge on me. Oh my God, I still remember the day. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's funny because I don't think, at least for me, like sitting, I know I think about it, but I don't think about it until it's something I no longer have to worry about. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I once worried about sitting on a chair or being like, oh, is this stool enough? Those kind of things. Yeah. It's such a huge.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
You speak a lot about daily practice and self-love and self-motivating yourself. What's something you do daily to keep your mindset strong and focused on your journey?
So right now, what keeps me going is, like I think I've said this before, but I think what keeps me on track is my tribe. But then, like, I remember how proud, I keep reminding myself how proud I am and how great I feel when I put on my pants and they're size 8. what? And like that, those things like that. So if I have like a mental breakdown day, like some days you wake up and you're like, oh, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like you have those 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But then when I think about, and so then what happens there is I go and get those jeans or those pants and I put them on, they fit. I'm like, what am I stressing about? You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me going, knowing that I can do that, knowing that I can run, knowing that I don't lose my breath, knowing that I can pick stuff off the floor, like knowing all those things motivates me and encourages me to keep going, that you know, like, I got this. Yeah. Wow. I love these sessions. It's like therapy.
Okay, I have my last question.
Yeah.
What is your most valuable tip to following and having a successful journey with WW? Or what has been so much value to you?
So the one thing that gave me a lot of value is this. I always preach about self-motivation. Because if you're trying to compete with somebody else, not happening, okay? Because that's going to put you in a low vibration.
Yes.
And so when I try to, self-motivate myself, what I do is this. So what I've been doing, for the reason why I've been successful, I sincerely think this is it. So every week, I used to, so let's say I needed to hit, my first 20-pound weight loss, and I was at 19.8. Yes. So that week, I'm like, all I envisioned was losing 1.2. All I envisioned was 20. That's all I did. And I got little Post-its, and I would put them all over my mirror in the bathroom. I would make notes and put them in my wallet. And all I thought was, from Saturday to Saturday, I just kept on thinking, 1.2. I need to hit 20. 1.2. And that's what I focused on. Because if I focused on losing 161 pounds, that's daunting. So every week I gave myself my own goal. And sure enough, I'd always reach it or like overpass it. You know what I mean? But that's what it was. I just gave myself those realistic ones, not 5 or 6, 7 pounds. Like I would like round the number, or and I use that because the scale, I know it's scale driven, but that's what I needed. Yeah. It might not be what works for you, but that's what worked for me. So I gave myself little goals, and then I would self-motivate. I'm like, oh my God, I got this. I'm like, another one goal done. So that's what I did. Awesome. Yeah.
And now you're here.
Oh, now I'm here. Oh my goodness, this is so great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a special quote to leave us with?
A special quote? A special quote.
Some sort of wise words.
You're so sweet. A special quote would be, I think, is self-care and self-love is very important. Mm-hmm. If you take care of yourself and you love yourself, that vibration is really, really high. Yes. So you can feel it already. So if you tell yourself that you care about yourself and that you love yourself, any little thing that gets thrown at you, it will get bounced off, because good always supersedes evil. Yes. That's what I would like. Look at that. Sometimes I just amaze myself. But I think that's it, right? We're done. Oh my God, this is so great. So I can't believe this is episode number 4. So hopefully, if the weather is good on my next episode, we will be outside, and I will show you. We'll talk about moving more and what I've done and what I've continued to do. So thank you so much. For tuning in and subscribing. We really appreciate it, for all your love and support. Share it. Tell people that the Journey of Antonietta is fun. But thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Emily, I love you. You're the best. Fantastic job. Excellent. Have an awesome day, guys. Love and hugs to everybody. See you later. Bye.